we have to now discuss different parts of atmosphere. So we are discussing more clearly the atmosphere part over here. Now atmosphere is not uniform. Let us check out. So this is the Earth's surface. Suppose we are saying this portion is Earth's surface, then atmosphere is spread from Earth's surface towards the space side. But the density is different. Say for example, earlier density is very high. As we are moving at higher altitude, density of atmosphere decreases slowly. The temperature is also not constant throughout the atmosphere, and so we are calling this part as atmosphere that is not same throughout the world. Now we are considering this in different layers. So first layer, first type of division we are saying, that is homosphere and heterosphere. As name indicates, the homosphere is having similar condition. The chemical composition is similar, whereas heterosphere is having different condition. Homosphere is further divided into three parts, that is called as troposphere, stratosphere and mesosphere. So three spheres we have to consider here as homogeneous sphere, that is troposphere, stratosphere and mesosphere. The fourth one, that ionosphere, that is not a part of homosphere, that is part of hetero. Let us describe first homosphere. Out of that, the first part we are going to discuss, that is troposphere. Now I must zoom over here, so just check out the graph first. Now the first on x-axis we are considering temperatures, whereas on y-axis we are considering distance from Earth's surface in terms of kilometers. So our y-axis is having kilometer wise data 20, 40, 60, 80 and 100 and plus, whereas here we are considering temperature ranges. But keep in mind, our graph is not starting at 0, 0. Origin, no, this is the zero temperature. I am marking here. So our graph is not starting at zero temperature. We have to consider negative temperatures towards greater extent. Now, first part we are considering, that is troposphere. We are calling the troposphere is around 8 to 16 kilometers from Earth's surface. Now keep in mind that whenever we are calling Earth's surface, means we have to consider here sea level rather. So the height of troposphere is from 8 to 16 kilometer. The 8 kilometer height you can express, you can expect from the polar region. So suppose this is the part of Earth we are considering, then in polar region we are getting the height as 8 kilometer, and from that till equatorial region height slowly increases till 16 kilometers. Means that must be very clear for you that whenever we are discussing about troposphere, the height is not constant. It ranges from 8 kilometer to 16 kilometer. On polar side, that means on North Pole and South Pole, we can expect that as 8 kilometer. Whereas on equatorial side, we can expect that as 16 kilometer in height. So suppose we are considering for India, we can consider that it is less than 16 kilometer, but greater than definitely 8 kilometer in height. And so, if question is asked, Mount Everest is there in troposphere or not? For the reason is that it is not at 90 degree, and therefore it must be there in the part of troposphere only. Now characteristic of troposphere is something different. So whatever we are calling the atmospheric events, the maximum atmospheric events are taking place in troposphere. See, what is atmospheric event? Even we are calling the cyclones. The cyclones are taking place in this part. Different, say, monsoon, as we had discussed about monsoon, the monsoon clouds, then precipitations, all that, they are taking place in troposphere. In troposphere, there is presence of water vapors and dust particles. Keep in mind, if you are moving the height which is greater than 16 kilometers, that will be free from dust particle and as well as free from water vapors. So here it is very clear for us that water vapors are present only in the troposphere part. This is important characteristic. Then dust particles are present only in the troposphere part. They are absent in higher parts. The third important thing, that whatever the events are taking place in atmosphere, we are calling that as atmospheric event. These atmospheric events, they are taking place in this troposphere. In the troposphere, as we are moving away from the surface of Earth, the temperature start decreasing. For every 160 meter, in some book it is given as 165 meter. For every 160 meter, the temperature fall is by 1 degree Celsius. So keep in mind, this is called as lapse rate. The lapse rate of temperature is, for every 160 meter, temperature falls by 1 degree Celsius. Let us check out. If you are considering some example, let us take example of Mahabaleshwar, a famous hill station in Maharashtra. The Mahabaleshwar is having height as 1438 meter. Consider that approximately equal to 1600 meter. I am not saying exactly, but approximately equal to 1600 meter. The place at foothills, that is named as Mahad, Polarpur, these places are almost at sea level, whereas Mahabaleshwar is having approximate height of 1600 meter. So whatever temperature is found in Mahabaleshwar, that is definitely 10 degree less than temperature obtained in the best cities like Mahad and Polarpur. You can check out this always. That's why this station, this is famous hill station for particularly pleasant climate. Say 1600 meter is height, divided by 160. So you are getting answer as 10. So fall is of 10 degree, or you can say this way, that for 160 meter fall is by 1 degree. So for 1600 meter fall is by dash dash degree. Check out cross multiplication, you will get answer as 10. And so, as we are going at higher altitude on Earth, especially in troposphere region, we are getting less temperature. The decrease in temperature is 160 meter. For every 160 meter, it decreases by 1 degree Celsius. This is called as lapse rate. Obviously, this lapse rate is not constant throughout the troposphere. It varies from polar region to this equatorial region, and that's why the equatorial temperature of troposphere, that is in the range of minus 80 degrees Celsius, whereas polar temperature of troposphere is just around minus 50 degrees Celsius. So on surface, poles are much more cooler than equator. But in troposphere, the extreme of troposphere, the temperature of equator is less and temperature at polar region is more, because on polar region we are getting temperature as minus 50, whereas here we are getting temperature as minus 80 degrees Celsius. The troposphere is a part of atmosphere which is most studied, and therefore we are having considerable great knowledge about troposphere. Then the second one, that is about stratosphere, and then about mesosphere. We have very less knowledge about ionosphere. I am not saying not there, but comparatively we have less knowledge about ionosphere. So let us now discuss. First thing, can you imagine that there should be snowfall on equator? Is it possible that snowfall on equator? Answer is yes. How? We have to move 160 meter higher altitude. The temperature fall will be there around 1 degree Celsius. Just imagine the average temperature at equator is 30 degrees. So 160 meter, that means 1 degree fall. So just try to calculate that 160 into 30. Why into 30? Because average temperature we are considering as 30, and we have to find out where we will get practically zero temperature. So for 1 degree fall we have to go at height of 160 meter. So for 30 degree fall we have to multiply this by 160. I am keeping 2 zeros. 16 3s are 48. So height is 4800 meter. That means 4.8 kilometer approximately. If you are having height as 5000 meter on equator, then you can expect snowfall over there. The only place in the world, that is Kilimanjaro in Africa, that is having this place, that snowfall around equator you can practically find over here. Now another characteristic of troposphere, that because of dust particles present in troposphere, the precipitation of water is enhanced to greater extent. So dust particles are responsible for scattering of light. Dust particles are responsible for precipitation of water in form of rain or say hailstone, whatever that. Now, we are not having any distinct boundaries. Like in case of nation, we have distinct boundaries. Many boundaries in the nations, they are distinct. So here we are not having distinct boundaries. So between troposphere and next sphere, that is called as stratosphere. So between troposphere and stratosphere, there is a point that we are calling as tropopods. Now from here we find that as we are moving at higher altitude, the temperature decreases, and one can expect approximately around -30 temperature. No doubt this is not perfect. Altitude wise and latitude wise temperature is different, but negative temperatures are possible in troposphere. The in-between layer between troposphere and stratosphere, that is called as tropopods, where you can expect almost constant temperature. No, we are considering something average. That's why this line is around 60. But you are aware that in polar region, this line can be there in range of -50, and on equator this line can be on range of -80 also. Now, in tropopods, the change in temperature is not taking place. Henceforth, we are having next layer, that is called as stratosphere. Now, stratosphere is up till height of 50 kilometer. So first part, troposphere, that is under height of 16 kilometer, but henceforth we are having 50 kilometer height, we are having stratosphere. Now keep in mind, in case of troposphere, temperature changes with altitude. Altitude means height from sea level, as well as latitude. That means suppose you are on polar region, temperature is less. You are on equator, temperature is high. So latitude wise as well as altitude wise there is change in temperature. But that event also taking place only in troposphere. If you are talking of stratosphere, then it is latitude independent, whereas it is altitude dependent. So as height increases, we are getting rise in temperature. So stratosphere is having a different temperature condition than troposphere. Now reasons we have to find out, but in next part of the lecture. In the same lecture we are going to find out reason, but not right now, but in the next part. So stratosphere, that is having increasing temperature, and temperature can increase till 0 degrees Celsius or in the vicinity of 0 degrees Celsius. till height of 50 kilometer from surface. Now what is the characteristic of stratosphere? The first characteristic of stratosphere, that is, there is absence of water vapors and dust particles over here. Then this is comparatively calm region, clouds, storms, whatever the thing, they are not there in this. So this is ideal region for plane, like jet plane to drive here. So this is ideal region if you are able to traveling in this. Then air resistance is also comparatively very less, and winds etc. are not that much effective in this region. Now second thing, and that is very important, that here ultraviolet rays are absorbed because ozone layers are present above 16 kilometer. Particularly in range of 22 kilometer height, the ozone density is very high, and this ozone is responsible for absorption of ultraviolet rays. Keep in mind, not all ultraviolet rays are absorbed here. Only harmful ultraviolet rays, they are absorbed over here by ozone. Try to recollect our chemistry lectures. Then we have discussed about spectroscopy. The particular wavelength is absorbed by particular element. So here ozone layer is absorbing particular wavelength of ultraviolet rays. These ultraviolet radiations are harmful. Now, as radiations are absorbed, that means energy is absorbed, there is rising temperature. And this is the reason, one of the reasons that here temperature rises as we are moving at higher the altitude. That means suppose I am constructing a tower, not possible yet, but suppose I am constructing a tower which is having height in the range of 16 kilometer, then I can get very less temperature. But suppose I am increasing the height of that tower till 50 kilometer from Earth's surface, I will get that temperature again increases till here. The layer is there that is called as stratopods. Same way as we are discussing this tropopods. So here we are considering stratopods. Now in stratopods layer we are having similar temperature condition as there in case of stratosphere. So no much rise and fall in the temperature is taking place over here. Now this region of mesosphere and stratosphere, in between that we are having a region that is called as stratosphere. The part where ozone layers are there, they are called as ozonosphere also. Why it is called as ozonosphere? Because ozone concentration is towards greatest extent in this particular region. So this is called as ozonosphere. Now in case of mesosphere, we are having fall in temperature. Mesosphere is there from 50 kilometers to 80 kilometers in height. You can expect fall of temperature in this particular region, and at height of 80 kilometer, temperature falls in range of minus 100 degrees Celsius. So this is very, very important thing. Many time questions can be asked, and especially if you want to make trap, then questions can be asked like this way. What is the coldest place on Earth? We are not mentioning surface. We are mentioning coldest place on Earth. And at that time we can give option North Pole, South Pole, Kilimanjaro, none of these. And here the expected answer is none of these. Why it is none of these? Because the coldest place here, that is around minus 100 degrees Celsius, which is in range of 80 kilometer above Earth's surface, but still atmosphere is there, atmosphere is part of Earth only. And so on Earth if you are asking, then that is the answer as mesosphere. The higher altitude of mesospheres are cold, but there is no particular place. Universally, throughout the world, we are getting same temperature because only latitude dependent part is troposphere, henceforth part is not latitude dependent. So in case of mesosphere, we are getting fall in temperature till 80 kilometer. the atmosphere become more and more rare. And then there is mesopods, a small region between mesosphere and ionosphere. The next, about 80 kilometer, till theoretically we can say very high altitude, but practically in range of 600 kilometer. It is not mentioned over here, but till 600 kilometer we can say there is continuously rise in temperature. So temperature rises from minus 100 degrees Celsius and increases, and even in certain part we are getting temperature as 1400 degrees Celsius. Keep in mind, hottest place on earth again, that is the upper part of ionospheres, that is called as thermosphere. This is important thing. Now these ions are present. You are aware what is ion? If electron is lost or gained, but here answer is lost from atom, then ions are produced. For more detailed discussion, just refer out our initial basic chemistry lectures. There we have discussed about what is atom and what is ion, especially periodic table lectures where we have discussed about ionization potential. So here energy supplied is so high that atoms are existing in form of ions, and this is called as ionosphere. Now this ionosphere part is very important from radio communication point of view. As they are charged particles, they are reflecting back radio waves from Earth's surface. So suppose we are making a radio station and different frequencies of radio waves are sent, then they get reflected back by ionosphere and sent back to Earth's surface. Therefore, we can use radio waves for communication. So this is important part of ionosphere where temperature rises constantly. This is probably because of absorption of cosmic rays coming from outer part of atmosphere. So they get absorbed over here. Then second thing, this portion is responsible for burning out meteorites, or say whatever the dust that is coming out from space in the Earth's atmosphere, that is burned, the ignition process taking place in this part of ionosphere, and then we can observe that like falling star, but this is not actually falling star. The stone is ignited and that fire stone is now coming towards Earth's surface. If that is small enough, it can be burnt in upper parts of atmosphere only. If it is large enough that after burning also it can hit the Earth's surface, then our fate is worst. Many meteorites are coming on Earth's surface every day. Nothing to worry about it, but if it is having greater size, so for example, one meteorite of very huge size collide in Maharashtra, in Buldhana district, where you can find a lake that is called as Lonar Lake. The place you can search on Google Earth, there you can able to find out the place and you can able to get photograph of this place. So like that, many craters are formed because of this type of meteorite. They are reaching towards the Earth's surface. Now here, this is responsible for the ionosphere. Now let us check out again. We are dividing atmosphere into two parts, that is homosphere and heterosphere. Homosphere we are further dividing into troposphere, stratosphere and mesosphere, where composition is almost same, but ionosphere composition is different, so that is called as heterosphere. Ionosphere is in range of say on 80 km onwards till 600 km, but the atmosphere exists towards outer side also, and all that part, no doubt where it is a very rare atmosphere, but still atmosphere layers are formed. The outer jacket we are calling, that is we are calling as thermosphere, where temperature can be as high as 1400 degrees Celsius. Above 600 km we are calling the part, that is ionosphere only, but we are calling that as exosphere part, where outer part of exosphere, that is around 9,600 kilometer at higher altitude from Earth's surface. Now, outer part of exosphere we are calling as magnetosphere. But very little known about this. Certain radiation belts are also. So like that, different parts of atmosphere, especially altitude wise, different parts we are going to discuss here. Now certain other data which is related with this. Say for example, you are aware of northern lights. If you have heard about